I'm Elijah Gonzalez.
And I'm Jennifer Lepri. This week at Otterbein, students are getting ready for fall break, a new club is kicking off the weekend, and people are making differences all over campus. But first, Otterbein has some amazing people doing wonderful things here at the Bein, and Kristen Cruz is one of them. She has started a campaign called Greater Than, and Jay Corbett has the story.
Kristen Cruz is a sophomore that has been working on her Greater Than campaign since this summer. Kristen believes that this campaign is more for both genders, unlike her I Am Beautiful campaign.
Previously, I had Project I'm Beautiful, which was aimed towards an audience for both men and women, but I kind of noticed that, men don't really like to say why they're beautiful. So I wanted to create another project where I kind of get to know people better.
Kristen has been spreading the word about her campaign for a while now and is hoping to get more people involved, but more importantly, inspired.
What I've always wanted to do is just to inspire people and just to get to know people better and know about their lives and to let them know that someone actually cares enough to sit down with them and ask them these questions.
She is also not alone with this campaign.
A lot of people in the communications building department have helped me, and even some of my professors, they've been really helpful.
This is Jay Corbett, This Week at Otterbein. Kristen Cruz
For more information, visit Kristen's blog at kristencruz.weebly.com.
A student versus staff flag football game will be played at Memorial Stadium this month. It is a race to the end zone to fight breast cancer. Staff and students can sign up to participate October 15th through the 17th. The game will kick off on the 17th at 8 p.m. T-shirts and knitted items will be available for purchase, as well as a bake sale. All proceeds will be given to the Susan G. Komen Foundation.
The Otterbein University's Women's Club, which runs the Otterbein Thrift Store, will be holding a free presentation Sunday, October 18th. Delaware fiber artist Tammy Paracus Wallace will present how items in the thrift store can be reproposed into art. Tammy graduated from Otterbein University back in 1982 with a degree in vocal performance with a minor in costume design. She will be at the University Courtright Library at 2 p.m. The discussion is free to students and open to the public.
Well, last week, Otterbein TV told you about the student awards Otterbein's radio station, WOBN, won this week. We caught up with a few students who spent most of their time working the radio station and entertaining others.
WOBN 97.5 is Otterbein's student-run radio station. More than a handful of students work on and off the air with their own shows and projects.
I'm the sports director with 97.5 WOBN, which means that I am in charge of all the sporting broadcasts, so I announce the baseball games, football, basketball games, announce those on air, and I make sure everything runs smoothly, everything's set up, and make sure all the sports shows are going well, and make sure sports interviews happen and things like that.
A wide variety of showcases, from sports to music to talk shows, are played throughout Woburn.
For me, I like just a lot of music. It's not one particular genre, and most of the very popular genre shows were already taken, so I decided I just want to have a different theme every week and just kind of give listeners a really huge variety of things to listen to.
Each student takes the time to prep their show by either making playlists, setting up interviews, or creating segments.
The 30-minute show, the football coach comes down to the studios and he brings a different player every week, and we talk about last week's game, we preview for next week's game, and then at the end of the show we always talk about something not about Otterbein football but about football, so get their opinions on that. So they come down and give their opinions, and a lot of people like tuning into that, and then in the winter it will become the Todd Adrian Coach's show, and we'll switch our attention from football to basketball.
You can tune in or find a complete list of all the shows on WOBN.net.
I just like entertaining people, and I know music entertains me, so it's really cool knowing that I can begin to
For This Week at Otterbein, I'm Alicia Lawson.
Otterbein students should mark their calendars now for the 2014 Family Weekend, kicking off October 31st through November 2nd. The weekend will be filled with plenty of fall events and sporting events. The family and students can pre-register now at otterbein.edu.
A new club sport will be present this year. Hockey is coming to the Bein. With the efforts of students Adam McHugh and Alex Morrow, along with their coach Sean Gilbert, the Otterbein hockey team will play its inaugural season starting this weekend. Adam McHugh talks about the goals for the team this year.
Obviously, our number one goal is to win. Obviously, our number one goal is to win.
Their first game is on Saturday at 7:30 at the Chiller North, and they are hoping that they will receive interest from high school students about coming to Otterbein to play. If you want to follow the team's journey through the season, you can follow them on Twitter at Otterbein Hockey. You can also go to the team's website for more information.
It's that time of year again where Otterbein students are getting a few days off of school to relax. Alicia and Grace caught up with students to see what their plans are for fall break.
Hey. My name's Grace. My name's Leisha. What is this? What are we doing? What's today? Who are we? We're AG Tag Team. Yeah. So, what's this weekend, Grace? Fall break. Thank goodness. We're going to interview some people and see what they're doing for fall break. All right. What are you guys doing for fall break?
Nothing. Doing a bunch of working and probably staying around
briefly,
campus working on radios and stuff.
It's gonna be the last Tuesday of the month.
It is. My life is pretty boring.
Going home to see family.
Oh, you did? Who's home?
It's like 15 minutes each summer.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Sounds exciting. Are you excited to just like chill out, you do homework, or just relax?
No, I'm relaxing.
Awesome.
That's what we do.
Come at me, bro. Over fall break. Okay, so we talked to a lot of students who are doing some fun things over fall break, right?
Yes.
What are you doing over fall break?
I am working, just a little bit though, and then hopefully going home and seeing my family and my pets and just doing some relaxing.
Cool.
Maybe some job hunting.
Cool.
Graduation's coming. You know. I know. We don't have to talk about it. I don't
Okay, let's not do that.
Makes my stomach hurt. Okay.
So, I think that's it.
Yes, that's all we have.
Enjoy
for
your
today.
fall breaks. Have a good time.
I'm Grace.
I'm Alicia. The AG Tag Team. We'll catch you next time.
It's Capital Week here for Otterbein Athletics. After the break, Jacob Barker will have this week's sports update.
Well, hi folks, Jacob Barker here with your weekly Cardinal Sports Report. Well, for senior quarterback Brick Davis, patience has been a virtue. But now that he's finally healthy, he is finally number one.
Since 2011, Brick Davis has sat under 3 different starting quarterbacks. And after 2 injury-riddled seasons full of patience, he is taking full advantage of what he has worked for.
You know, obviously it's different because I'm being looked at as a starter and I'm obviously the starting quarterback, so there's more of a leadership opportunity presented to me, whereas the past couple of years I didn't have the opportunity to express myself in the way I wanted to because I wasn't that starter. You know, being granted that starting opportunity and given the opportunity by the coaches, it really gave me the opportunity to express my leadership and show the guys and show the coaches that I was capable of doing that. And you know, support from my teammates is huge too, because obviously they do look up to me and they do care what I think, and you know, I care about them just as much as they care about me, so that's important to having the support from them.
And now that he's the number one, Davis is focused on leading the way for his teammates by making himself heard in the locker room and on the football field. With this being his senior year, however, Davis is doing everything he can to be the best role model possible for his teammates.
You know, I've always tried to be vocal and speak up and speak my mind and let people know what I'm thinking. You know, I think that if I'm able to express my feelings and express myself to my teammates and they can react in a positive way to that, then, you know, that's just a plus side for our team and a plus side for myself as well. It's a little weird, you know, if I was talking to some of the guys the other day, you know, it feels like just yesterday we were watching the Heidelberg game as freshmen from the sideline, you know. Finally getting an opportunity as a senior, you know, I've waited my turn, I've worked hard in the offseason, I've got to where I need to be. It's definitely a relief, I would say, but more importantly, I'm just excited for the opportunity I've been given from the coaching staff from the get-go. You know, excited that the teammates behind me are rallied behind me. You know, I'm just grateful to have the opportunity that I have.
Shifting gears, Otterbein will play host to rival Capital this weekend at Memorial Stadium. The Cardinals have won the last two meetings by a combined score of 42-23. But unlike the past matchups, this one will be under the lights. The Crusaders lead the all-time series 43-42-3. Otterbein is coming off a 45-28 loss to Heidelberg, in which they gave up 24 unanswered points, all within the first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, thanks to 2 interceptions and a fumbled punt snap from Jordan Keaton. The Crusaders, meanwhile, look to respond to their rival after a crushing 75-0 loss to number 3 ranked Mount Union. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. If you can't make it to the game, both Otterbein TV and WOBN will have live coverage of the game. Well, after a 7-game road trip ended in a 1-0 loss to Heidelberg, the men's soccer team finally took to the field at Memorial Stadium, taking on John Carroll. Things did not go so well early on, as the Blue Streak struck twice in the first half and took advantage of a penalty kick early in the second to go up 3-0. And it appeared that things were not going to get any better for the Cardinals when midfielder Josh Kellner was given a red card, forcing Otterbein to play a man down for the rest of the night. But after the teams traded goals later in the half, Otterbein would make a comeback for the ages. The Cardinals struck 3 times in the last 10 minutes and 11 seconds of regulation, including Ross Files' tying goal with just 19.5 seconds left on the clock to force overtime. John Carroll was able to answer, however, in the second OT to pull away with a W. The Cardinals will travel just 15 miles south to Bexley to take on their crosstown rival Capital this Saturday, with the opening kickoff at 2 p.m. So, Elijah, we got Capital versus Otterbein football, Capital versus Otterbein men's soccer, Capital Otterbein women's soccer, and the hockey team's opening up this weekend. It's going to be an awesome week to start fall break.
Yeah, it's a full weekend. You can catch the women's and men's soccer, women's and football game, on Otterbein TV as well as WOBN. So it'll be a fun weekend. But that's all the time that we have for the show. On behalf of Jacob, Jenny, and the rest of the crew, I'm Elijah Gonzalez. We'll catch you next week on This Week at Otterbein.